Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because we have a red alert, guys, on a black swan that could be happening. And we need to prepare ourselves. So before I get into it, please take a second. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Join our email list. It's the first link below. Also, if you'd like more exclusive content, there is Patreon. I have a Patreon channel. And also, we have a sponsor today, which is Patriot Gold Group, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And let's get right into it. The banking situation that we are living through right now could be a modern day black swan event that we have to take a look at. And I'm going to give you some examples of this and why this is so severe right now. And that, the can's being pushed down the road. We're being told not to worry about the banking situation, but it keeps coming up in the news over and over and over again. And people keep sending me things about this. And it's kind of fascinating. By the way, I'm kind of near the Back Bay off of Bayside Drive, which is really nice. These houses meander through the water, the canals. It's kind of cool. So we're going to walk through there and walk by the boats and stuff. But think about this. With the banking situation right now, no one saw what was happening with Silicon Valley Bank. No one saw what was happening with Deutsche Bank. No one saw what was happening with Signature Bank. I could go on, okay? Now there's a couple other banks that could be in trouble. Key Bank could be in trouble. Even Charles Schwab, they say they have concern about, which is concerning for everybody, So think about this. Banks they consider mid-level banks that have under $250 billion in assets right now are kind of vulnerable right now because they're having all these different liquidity problems. Okay? Silicon Valley Bank, they had so much cash, they bought treasuries. As interest rates go up, they were more expensive to sell when people went in to get their money. So they lost money. That's simple, really simple, And when you look at this and you see that interest rates are going to continue to rise, there's going to be other banks that are going to have trouble. The quarter point bump that we saw this week is only going to do one thing. And that one thing is going to make everything more expensive. Every commercial real estate agent I've talked to, every lender I've talked to that knows anything, okay, that's good, that's had experience. And I'm talking, let's just say 10, 15 years plus, people that have seen stuff, okay? The longer the better. They're saying, Dan, there's a real problem right now because the banks right now are tightening up the credit requirements and the restrictions that they're putting on people. And it's very serious right now. And you're seeing all these limitations being put on commercial lending. Now, people want to expand. They want to move their office. It's not going to happen right now. People are going to get rid of their offices right now. You're going to see more and more people cut back from office space. That's the first thing. The other thing is these banks that are in trouble, they do not have the money right now for us to go and withdraw money from the banks. In the last 10 days, business days, basically 2 weeks, okay, you've seen more people take money out of financial institutions and put them in the large banks than in the last 5 years. So all this money is shifting to the big banks. Now, not everybody takes the money out of the mattress and says, hey, let's go put it in Chase. No, they're moving money from these locations to from smaller locations to bigger locations. Rightfully so. They should put it in Fidelity, put it in different places, but you have to have a bank. You have to have a bank to pay your bills, and I understand that. A black swan event is something that, first of all, is unforeseen. It's something that, here's basically the simple definition. It's unforeseen. When it happens, it's catastrophic to the economy, and I'm talking about economical black swans, by the way. It's catastrophic to the economy. And the third thing is once it's over with and the smoke clears and everything's done, then you can sit back and you can say, oh, hey, we should have seen that. For example, the dot-com bubble, okay? 9/11, things like that are black swan events that affect the economy, okay? 2008, okay? Yeah, we should have seen, given all those people free houses and saying, just tell us what you make, lie, okay? It was inevitably going to have a problem. But the problem with this right now is the banking situation. You're going to see banks with the musical chairs that are going to run out of money right now. And this is going to happen. Without a doubt, it's going to happen. And it's getting worse and worse and worse right now. Let me show you guys something else too. It's just kind of cool. Got the shipyard across the street, which is really nice. So, but what this does is, with the pressure that's being put on people right now with the banks, is that businesses are finding credit restrictions tighter than ever right now. And it's making it worse and worse and worse to get money and more difficult. Now, here's the thing. I want you to think about this. If you're in business and you have a supplier that says, hey, you're in net 30, you pay us in 30 days. The only reason they can do that is because they have the ability to withstand you not paying them for 30 days. So most likely they have a credit line. What you're seeing is businesses are getting shut down right now, and these net 30 accounts are being shut down more and more and more and being tighter. And what you're seeing is the other companies taking longer to pay them. Isn't that crazy? So with the banking industry and with what Jerome Powell said, you've got some business leaders stepping forward talking about how bad banking is right now. Bill Ackman, my favorite billionaire of late, Pershing Square, when COVID hit, this guy made a bet against COVID. And he said, yeah, we didn't make that big of a bet, but they made $2.8 billion on this bet. He says, if we would have really bet what we should have bet, we would have made $10 billion. Okay? Imagine you're unhappy with a $2.8 billion profit. That's the first thing. So Bill steps forward and he says, you're going to see major problems with the banking industry, unlike anything that we've seen in the past. And everybody needs to be aware of this. So with that being said, he's saying that when you look at places like Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, now First Republic, and Deutsche, and all the usual suspects that we've talked about lately, it's very apparent how tight their credit is right now, and how their cash positions are in a complete disarray right now. So, okay. The other thing is, one thing that he has said that I think is absolute lunacy is that Bill has said that he wants to see major changes in the financial institutions, and that Jerome Powell needs to step forward and be more aggressive with interest rates, and he's not doing that, which we know he's not doing that. He is talking about inflation persisting and being a major problem for years to come. Now, guys, think about this. Going to the grocery store, okay? Buying stuff for myself. It is outrageous how much food is right now. It is outrageous how much things are right now in general. I want to also show you guys something else before I get this. Look how high the tide is today. It's really, really high. We've seen the sand here before, but it's just completely gone. It's really, really high. So, food prices, he's talking about inflation going up higher. Now, remember their key inflation rate of 2%? No, it's not going to happen. And Bill's saying that it's not even close, that we'll be lucky if we have 4% inflation. Don't you guys feel that if we had 4% inflation right now, you'd be celebrating? Because I'm telling you, I buy the same stuff. Go to the store, buy certain things. I like to go to a store called Sprouts. They cook these muffins that are supposedly healthy, okay, brand muffins, and bought them a bunch of times. The most I've ever paid for them, they used to be $4.99, $4.99, $4.99. I just bought them, okay, and got them home, opened them. The date was good, and there's mold in the muffins. I was furious, okay. So I took the muffins back, and the woman said, wow, these really, I said, I want to return them today. And I said, these really, she says, wow, these are really expensive now. I'm like, yeah, $5. No, they're $9.79 now. $9.79 for 4 muffins. And because I'm delusional and didn't pay attention to it, I just grabbed what I normally grab. $9.79 for 4 muffins. Who can afford that right now? But what you're going to see with the banking situation is you're going to see this thing escalate out of control and get worse. It's not going to get better anytime soon. Jerome Powell's move to kind of say, hey, we're going to have 2% inflation, no way. Bill Ackman says we'll be lucky if we have 3 to 4%, which again, there's no way, guys. We're not going to have 3 to 4% inflation anytime soon. This is ridiculous to think about. We're going to wake up one day and you're going to see one of these major banks have a problem. They're going to talk about consolidation and you're going to talk about banks merging. When you look at movies that were like an HBO movie called Too Big to Fail, it was about 2008 and everything that went on with Paulson, Geithner, and everybody like that, you know, Bernanke, all those clowns. It was a great movie because it was very, you know, exciting to see how, wow, our financial system was this close, let me get it on camera, that close to being done, and we could technically be there again right now. And nobody wants to sit there and look at that. But to be told that they don't know what they're going to do as far as the interest rates, they're going to have to raise interest rates, guys. Going to have to. Going to have to raise interest rates. So we're going to wake up one day and you're going to see a major bank close. It's going to be catastrophic, but it's going to make it so that other things are going to close and we're going to have a holding period. This is what most likely is going to happen. So very interesting to think about and worrisome to say the least. But you got to prepare. You got to look at where your money's at. You got to have multiple places with your money. You have to have cash. You got to look at gold. You got to look at things like that to protect yourself, to protect your family right now more than ever. But the final thing that Bill Ackman said, and you can read all the stories below, that I thought was insane, was he wants to have Jamie Dimon run for president. Now, in this world, you know, you can have people run for president, sit in their living room, and not really go out anymore. But could you imagine that fat cat, blue blood, East Coast clown, who, think about it, he didn't hop on a plane to have everybody meet him. They came to him. That guy's going to run for president. Never. What I'm sure Bill Ackman's pushing for is that if Jamie Dimon was president, imagine all the banker friends that he'd have. Bill Ackman would probably be Treasury Secretary at that point. Which you can say, oh, would that be a bad thing? It would be. You know, you need the common folk running things, guys. You want people to take care of themselves and not just have everything be upside down like it is right now. Kind of a beautiful day out here. But share your thoughts on this stuff. Look at the definition of a black swan. And once again, when this thing goes down, which I think the banking system's going to have a real problem. We've talked about it for a year now. When it goes south, you guys are going to sit there and you're going to see a lot of experts talk about how this should have been something we all saw in advance. The problem with Silicon Valley Bank is that the regulators were not in there. They had nobody that ran regulation inside that bank. So a lot more to cover. Share your thoughts on this. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. You know, the CEO of BlackRock, Lawrence Fink, he said the dominoes are starting to fall in the economy. We are seeing the price of easy money finally coming home and that people need to pay up. It's huge. So one thing you can do to help yourself and help your family in your future is look at getting an IRA or 401k that's backed by physical metals. The best place to do that, Patriot Gold Group. Call them today, 888-330-1431 today, and get a free investor guide. They have a no fee for life IRA. Plus, if you have an existing IRA or 401k, you can transfer it over without any tax liability. They will help you with all of that. Think about this. The economic storm is here. You have to do something right now, and you got to protect your future right now. Look at what billionaires are doing. They are buying gold. Look at what central banks are doing. They are buying gold. You need to protect yourself. It is anticipated that we are going to see a gold spike and that gold could hit $3,000 an ounce right now. It's just gone up recently. You don't want to miss out on this. Call the good people at Patriot Gold. They've had over 7 years of being #1 rated and first-in-class service with consumer affairs. Call them today and let them know that I allegedly sent you. 888-330-1431 today and get your free investor guide before it's too late. One thing that's really nice about this area is that everybody thinks that this is a private dock that I'm walking on, and this is all public. This is the public side. So you got all these beautiful boats down here, $1 million boats, $1 million plus boats, you know, that you can just walk out on, and walk on the dock. It's just very cool. So one thing that's a real problem as far as potential black swan event is that the United States owes, think about this, we owe foreign governments a ton of money. $7.3 trillion in foreign debt right now. That is absolutely huge. And everybody thinks, oh, it's China that we owe this money to. Japan's number one, China's number two, the United Kingdom is three, okay? So we owe the Brits a bunch of money, okay? And four, I think it's Belgium, or Luxembourg, excuse me, Luxembourg is four, but the list is below. But this is a concern, guys, because again, all the treasuries, all the US treasuries that they're buying of ours, what if they do a Silicon Valley Bank and want to cash it in real quick? It's going to happen, guys. Uh-oh, So, real problems, guys, that are happening right now. One thing that I get a kick out of, that you guys send me, is people get very territorial with their state, with their county, their city. Hey, Dan, everything's good here. I had a guy that literally every day would tell me how great North Carolina was, which never been to North Carolina. Everything I've read, everything I've seen, it's just a beautiful spot, okay? But you're crazy, things are good here, real estate's good, retail's good. Well, it's not, okay? And Denise sent me a great couple of stories, and I want to thank her for this, because talking about the retail apocalypse in North Carolina, and the title of the first story, she sent me a couple. First one was Another One Bites the Dust, because you're seeing all these stores go out of business. Yes, the national chains, the Bed Bath & Beyond, and the Tuesday Morning, and all that stuff, but they're also seeing a store called Buckle that's done, okay, and down for the count, but hundreds of stores, okay? And one thing that we're seeing in North Carolina is, think about this, 1,400 retail stores closed in one state. 1,400. Well, that should concern everybody, guys. You should sit down and say, wait a second, this is a problem right now, and you've got 1,400 stores closing. So I want to thank Denise for that. But guys, this is not good. People do not have money. The rising cost of everything that we have experienced, and the lie that inflation is at 5%, 8%, is just completely untrue, to say the least. Car lenders, upside down. Complete problems with lending people money, because more and more people are behind on the auto loans. They're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of cars that are going to be in the repossession line, in the coming months. The foreclosure guys, all of them, every bank that they've dealt with, have all told them, are you ready for April? What happens in April? Here's what I think. Just this is speculation, and you guys can, use your own deductive reasoning. When these guys are being told to get ready, I think that come April 1st, that's when you're going to see all these lenders go to these people and say, hey, it's time to pay up. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, yeah, you're 37 months behind on your mortgage payment. It's time to pay us. Okay? Well, that's going to start the collection. It's going to start the demand letters. It's going to start everything. The real estate companies, the lenders, are taking people out of mortgages and putting them into REO properties, which is the real estate owned by the bank. Think about this. They're taking people, they don't want to hire new people. Let's have Joni do it. Joni's worked here 12 years. Let's have her learn this new area of the company. And that's what they're starting to see with the banks. Happening right before our eyes, guys. And this is the beginning of this right now, to say the least. So, what do you think? What are you seeing in your area? Australia has seen a real estate downturn. Canada has seen a real estate downturn. The UK, real estate downturn. The interest rates going up, and hey, Bank of England's not going to raise. It's not going to happen. This guy's damage has been done. Everything's been affected by this. All the interest rate increases have done the damage that they're going to do. The thing that is happening right now is you're seeing more and more layoffs right now. And you can talk about chat GPT and you can talk about artificial intelligence, but what you're seeing right now that nobody anticipated is all these tech layoffs and industries that affect other industries like insurance and construction, things like that. It's just going to affect everything right now. You're going to see a lot of different industries go out of business that you never thought about. And great point I want to bring up. Uh, David sent me a great story about a car dealership in Texas that is selling trucks for $10,000 under sticker price. And I don't know if I can talk about the individual dealership, but one thing that the dealer sent him was that this is the incentive time. This is the last week for the first quarter. If you want to buy something, go grind on them. Go get a deal. Remember, start here. Don't start up here. If you start here, you're never going to get back down to here. Remember that. Lowest possible. Hey, you offered 10,000 off sticker. I'll give you, how about 18? Let's start with 18,000 off sticker. And I want everything included. I want dock fees. I want everything included for this price. Start with that. But if you guys want a new vehicle right now, equipment, a truck, anything right now, these salesmen, their incentive based on the quarterly incentives and what I heard out of Texas right now, they want to unload cars. They want to unload trucks. They want to unload everything. If there is the possibility of a deal right now, talk to them right now. This is the week to do that. Grind on them as low as possible. Hey, do a little research, figure out the price, and start as low as you can, okay? The worst thing they're going to tell you is, no, you can't do that. Okay, I'll call that other dealership down the street. Okay? Do this. Try this. It works, guys. Be shocked at this. Okay? But these, in Texas, the car companies and truck companies are so desperate right now to get rid of the inventory that they will do anything they can to get rid of that stuff. So if you need something, you need a tractor, hey, that forklift we're going to get in the second quarter, let's go look at it now. Go grind on them today. And you don't have to take possession of it. You can just work the deal out, get the numbers done, sign everything. Hey, you guys can take 30 days to deliver to us, okay? Ask for more. Get a bigger discount every time right now. Don't pay retail for anything. Negotiate anything you can, okay? Now, you can't walk into a grocery store and say, hey, green onions, $1.99? No, I'll give you 89 cents for those. Get out of here, okay? That's not going to happen. But equipment, tools, trucks, cars, things like that, your Sea-Doos, your summer fun stuff, all that stuff. Walk into stores, I know a guy that wanted to get one of those stand-up paddle boards. He's, gosh, I want to get 4 of them for my family. Hey, if I bought 2 of them, would you give me 2 free? No, I can't do that. I'll make you a deal, though. If you buy 3 of them, I'll give you the 4th one free. Okay, I'll do that. Ask. Worst case scenario. But any car, okay, that's the thing. Any car guys out there that say, hey, yeah, we'll do that. We're in Wichita, Kansas. Call us, Dan. Send it. Hello at iAllegedly, and I'll make sure I mention you guys, okay? But you guys want to move some metal? Call me. Do that. Because people still will buy right now, but they don't, they need a deal right now, to say the least. So now's a good time to do that. Share your thoughts on this stuff so far. Let me know what you think about all this. I think that we are in just for such a crazy time, but the United States of America owes a ton of money to different countries right now. And that's like, no, don't worry about that. No, we need to worry about that. The black swan situation for the economy is going to drop. And when things freeze up, we're not paying anybody at that point either. Remember that. It goes both ways. It's not just them not paying us, it's us not paying them. Things getting called in. It's going to be catastrophic. That's what people need to realize right now. Got a few stories I'm going to wrap together to end this video. First thing, I want you to think about this. Since January 1st, initial public offerings, okay? People going public, people selling stock in a new venture, new industry, new company is down 70%. 70%. That's huge because you need new investments, you need new companies, you need new jobs, you need innovation in the banking industry, but it's down 70% because of the banking problems. And it's no end in sight, guys. It's not like they're stalling it. We'll wait till the second quarter. No, this is going to continue through the end of the year. Charlie Gasparino, uh, he is a writer, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. But he's talking about people that want to still buy stocks as being low-level junkies and low-level addicts that are buying stocks right now, believing that things are still good with these bounces that we're seeing in the economy. So, kind of fascinating that he put it that way, but kind of interesting to say the least. So, the other thing is, think about this. There's something I've never heard in the hotel industry called RevPAR, REVPAR. It's revenue per available room. Okay? Now think about this. What you want to do is if you own a hotel and you got a couple hundred rooms, you want to be able to say, hey, our revenue per available room is X. Okay? It is down in New York City an absolute ton right now. The occupancy is up, but people are not spending money. People are going out, traveling, going to hotel rooms, and not spending a dime. They're not spending money at the hotel. They're not ordering room service. They're not ordering anything extra. Oh, hey, let's go and get a massage at the hotel. No, people are not doing that. Okay? Crazy. So that is a major problem that we're seeing right now. And this is happening around the country, but it's nice that I learned this figure and from New York, because New York has got a real problem. Who is traveling right now? You know, I know people that are traveling on business, and when they do this, man, it is bare bones, absolute bare bones. Don't spend money out. Don't travel. Don't go out. I mean, if you could, pack a sack lunch with some of these guys that have traveled that I've dealt with lately, that's how they would have these people do it. I'm going to end this final story because Pizza Hut has just announced a new pizza, okay, in Japan, and they want to know if maybe this will sweep, Japan, and we'll get it here. It is a coriander, cilantro packed pizza. Isn't that nice? Cilantro, okay? It's called Pakuchi Segura Kusa, okay? It's a coriander pizza. Hey, baby, I'm going to watch the game tonight. Pick me up a pizza that's cilantro, and it's just a big cilantro pizza. Is that disgusting? What is the worst thing you've heard of on a pizza? No, I'm a cilantro fan, and I like tacos and all that stuff, but man, come on. It's ridiculous. Coriander, cilantro pizza, it's ridiculous. Who's going to buy that? Please do not forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Send me stuff, guys. Hello at iAllegedly. I love this stuff. It's great. I try to read as much as I can. Don't forget to join the email list. And again, over 1,000 people joined it last week, guys. That was a big deal, okay? Emails are going out this week. You want to be part of it, okay? Don't forget, we have a Patreon channel if you want more exclusive content from me. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. And thanks for being here, man. I appreciate everything.